Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir. I would like to make a very brief submission as I participate in this short duration discussion tabled by Honorable Member from Umroy, George Billingdon. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, we're talking about the prevailing safety and security of the people in the state, which definitely is influenced by multiple factors. And we all, as we share the responsibility of ensuring a positive perception pertaining to the safety and security in the state of Meghalaya, our own state, we're duty bound to draw the attention of the government pertaining to issues which definitely revolves around maintaining the safety and security, and to create a sense of security and the needed peace and tranquility for the growth and development of the state. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, as we look at the prevailing situation where there are visible frustration, lack of hope due to joblessness, and lack of secure future. Those things are very crucial. When we talk about sustaining peace, these are very important. And we must appreciate the people of the state who have collectively put their efforts together in restoring peace in this state, keeping in mind the kind of turbulent years that we have gone through in the past because of number of militant outfits and innumerable record of criminal activities that resulted in dislocations of people's livelihood, including suffering and loss of lives of many innocent people. I would like to remind the government of certain few pending things which the government should take cognizance of as we revisit the earlier efforts of the government to restore peace in the state, in order to ensure that there's a trust and confidence whenever state embarks upon a strategy to restore peace. We appreciate the fact that the state is embarking upon an initiative for negotiated and political settlement with HNLC. The trust and confidence on the system and the government is crucial in this regard. We must demonstrate through action that we can be trusted. That's precisely the reason why we raised the issue pertaining to the incident on the 13th of August. I think government should have taken cognizance of the report of the Commission of Inquiry by Justice Vai, because the criminality will have to be determined by the court. And therefore, the further course of action to that regard will instill trust and confidence amongst the people, which is crucial. Similarly, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, there are a number of pending issues. I was confronted by some of the aggrieved members of the GNLA, the then GNLA, who have agreed to accept the offer of the government to withdraw themselves from the then banned terrorist organization and be part of the government's rehabilitation package, wherein they were advised and encouraged to take advantage of the government's policy and schemes to assimilate themselves with the national mainstream and be part of the growth story of the state and contribute effectively to that effect. Now, there was a program initiated by the state government. In addition to the rehabilitation package which was offered to the NBC based on the tripartite agreement by Government of India and state government with the then NBC. But separate program was made by the state government in order to reach out to all those youth who were members of various militant outfits, including GNLA. And as I am made to understand that quite a number of these cadres who have agreed to come overground and be part of this program have not received the kind of support that was part and parcel of the program. So I would like the government to look into this, review this, and ensure that whatever is required to be completed in regard to completion of this whole package to these surrendered members of the different outfits must be completed. Another important aspect which always is perturbing the mind of the people is the question of delay in recruitment, which results in non-filling of huge vacancies across different establishments under the police organization. We are made to understand that the police organization as of today is really a victim of lack of manpower, or are being manned by quite substantial reduced manpower in the respective police stations and different establishments across the state. This is because the government has delayed in the whole recruitment system to complete the whole recruitment process, which amounts to not only creating a sense of lack of trust amongst the people, the job seekers, but also definitely deprive the job seekers. I would like to really express my sense of, I must say, disapproval to this attitude of the government, which has resulted in delaying the kind of opportunity that has been given to the job seekers in the police organization. We must remember one thing, that in the state of Meghalaya, the maximum spaces of job that is made available for the job seekers are in the police organization and in the education department. Both the departments have failed to fill up the vacancies for reasons best known to them. This is something which has resulted in the sense of deprivation amongst the people, resulting in frustration and anger, which doesn't augur well for the state. Therefore, when we look at the peace and tranquility from future perspective, we must understand the magnitude of the kind of frustration to which the youth are subjected to because of insensitivity of a government of the day. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, the issue of deterrence and therefore the self-regulation by the citizens is very important to ensure a sustained peace for the needed growth and development of the state. Now, when crucial organization which is responsible for investigation, charge sitting, and therefore expeditious disposal of the cases by the judiciary, if this organization is crippled due to two things. One is non-filling up of vacancies. Another one is due to rampant transfer and posting of the officers for reasons best known to them. Why are the officers being transferred left and right? We must remember one thing, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, that the police officers are not only for maintenance of law and order on the ground zero. Police organization is also integral part of the whole administration of justice. The whole administration of justice, which is crucial. And the country has been always asking for expeditious disposal of the cases in order to instill trust and confidence in our system, to instill confidence, trust and confidence in the whole judiciary system. This is precisely the reason why all across the nation, all the states have embarked upon complete separation of judiciary from executive. We must recollect and be appreciative of the stand of our own government, because Meghalaya state was one amongst the few states who have expeditiously taken the responsibility of separation of judiciary from executive. Today, this whole process is still, I must say, not completed. The infrastructures are lying idle, not completed. And at the same time, the whole process of administration of justice is being adversely affected due to rampant transfer and posting of police officers. And I'm afraid even the courts may take cognizance of these and pull up the government one day. And in order to avoid that, I would like to ask the government to be more proactive and correct things in the right earnest. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, another point I want to refer to is the Resident Safety and Security Act. Now, this act is a culmination of the collective resolve of the people of the state to ensure that there is a prevailing sense of safety and security amongst all people from all walks of life. Why has this mandate of the law been put in back burner? A piece of legislation where all the political parties have come together here in this August House. And a piece of legislation which must be taken cognizance of by many other states and emulated. I take pride in telling today in this August House, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, that once in the internal security meeting with the government of India and other states, we talked about this particular piece of legislation, which was an outcome of a very tightrope walking in order to ensure that we don't cross our legislative jurisdiction in as far as the constitutional provision is concerned. And embarking upon this kind of legislation definitely is a tough job. And many of the states agreed that this law must be replicated in a manner that is reflective of the objectives. Therefore, I would like to ask the government to ensure that this particular mandate of the law be taken advantage of. The whole safety and security under this act, various provisions are there. Honorable member from East Shillong was referring to this. The secured and safe Shillong city, the safety and security along the national highways, they are all meticulously incorporated in different sections of this act. And besides many other multiple areas where the attention of various authorities can be drawn for to ensure that they attend to those provisions of law. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, various contentious issues are very crucial. We cannot, as a government, create a situation where government of the day is not concerned about the sensitivity pertaining to various contentious issues. All these contentious issues are the cause of grievances, frustration, and the resultant anger and the resultant rebellion if we go by the history. History not only within the state of Meghalaya, but across the globe. Therefore, taking cognizance of this historical background pertaining to not only state of Meghalaya, but the whole across the globe, government must demonstrate certain amount of responsibility towards resolving various contentious issues in the right perspective, wherein people feel that, yes, they have been taken on board and they have been part and parcel of the whole resolution of any conflict. Because in absence of that, it will leave behind a sense of oppression, suppression, and therefore will be a recipe for lawlessness and ultimate derailment of the peace that we have restored. Therefore, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I would like to urge upon the government in general and the Minister in charge, Home Police in particular, to take note of the points that we have raised with utmost sincerity to ensure that the state of Meghalaya is capable of ensuring a secure future for our people, the generation next. And there is no space for any
Honorable
forces
you have only
to
1
really
minute.
take advantage of the situation to derail the peace that we have achieved. With these few words, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I complete my submission.
Thank you.